Libraries have shaped and linked all the threads of my life. The books, the weights, the tics, the harm I've caused to myself and others, and even the very fact that I'm alive. It's got a lot to do with how I handle my Tourette's. Everything I know about my identity, literally everything, can be traced back to the boy whose parents took him to a library in New Mexico. It's where I learned that I could ask any questions I wanted and that I could pursue the answers, and it's where I learned that not every question has an answer. I don't necessarily look at a book and see a book. I see a story. I see an idea. My parents started taking me to the library before I was born. My mom always went, so I always went. I never had a chance to really not to love the place. I think you could make the case for librarian being a state of mind. I still think we make sense of lives with stories. It's how I learn, it's how I teach, it's still what I respond to, and it's still a lot of what shapes my reality. I have one of the most extreme cases of Tourette syndrome any of my neurologists had ever seen. So when most people think of Tourette syndrome, if they've heard of it, they're kind of thinking of what we can call the Hollywood version of Tourette's. Well, for me, I started blinking when I was 6, and by the time I was 20, I was experiencing some really horrific injuries from the tics. And one day my dad came in and he said, "Get up, you're coming to the gym with me." When I finished that workout, my dad asked me if I wanted to go back the next day, and I realized I did. My reality had become that my body did whatever it wanted, usually in ways that hurt me and were painful. And now, for 30 minutes or 60 minutes or 90 minutes every day, I could go into this room, I could look at myself in the mirror, and I could say, "And now you're going to do exactly what I say." Well, once I got into the strength stuff, I got in all the way. Suddenly this relatively mild-mannered, unassuming librarian had friends with names like Napalm and Unbreakable. One of the things that appeals to most people who hear the story is that so many of the things, it's got so many different things going on all at once. I'm strong, and I'm curious, I'm a bookworm, and and I can do some pretty incredible things with my body. I'm very wary of memoirs where the subject comes out of it as a hero. Tee-hee, look at me, I did it. That's not this story. The truth is that I tried to give up over and over and over, and because of the family I had and the friends I was lucky enough to have and the teachers that came through my life and certain books that came through my life, honestly, I was not allowed to give up, or I would have. So if there's a hero in this story, it is them. I was the luckiest kid in the world. I am the luckiest man in the world now, simply because of the family I've had and how much I love them.